G'day and welcome to Disc Golf Down Under. It's Matt here. Now, disc golf is huge in Estonia. As of May 2021, there are more disc golf courses in Estonia per square kilometre than any other country in the world. They also have some great players like Albert Tam, Silverlet and Kristen Tatar. So great disc golf courses and great players. But what about discs? Well, Estonia has one disc manufacturer and they released their first disc in 2019, and then over the next 14 months they released another 3 discs. The company name is Disctroyer. Now my friends at Portal Disc Sports have been good enough to send me all 4 of their discs to review, and in this review I'll be reviewing the P&A-3, the Sparrow, which is a putter, and the MR-5 Skylark, which is a mid-range. I'll have another review soon on the Stork Fairway and the Starling Distance Driver. Also, for those of you in Oz, stay tuned on how you can win a limited edition Disctroyer pack. So let's go. Okay, so before we dive in, full disclosure as always, Portal Disc Sports here in Australia sent me the 4 discs in return for doing an honest review. Now, I've had the disc for about a month, so I've had plenty of time to get a feel for them and form my own opinions. Following this review, I'll be donating these discs to my local club. As I mentioned in the intro, thanks to Portal Disc Sports, we'll be giving away a limited edition Disctroyer pack, including 4 discs, a cap and a towel. But you must have an address in Australia to be eligible to enter. So to enter the competition, you'll need to collect 3 code words. So you'll find 1 code word in each of the review videos, and the final code word can be found on the Disc Golf Down Under Facebook page. Once you've got the 3 words, go to Giveaway Disc Golf Down Under and lodge your entry. A lucky winner will then be randomly selected from the entry list. So check the website or video description for the competition deadline, and good luck. Disctroyer was founded back in 2018 by 2 Estonian disc golfers who had an idea for using colours and markings on the disc to help identify how each disc flies. So a player could see from a distance at the disc and know its speed and stability based on the colours and the markings. So how does that work? Well, the darker the colour, the slower the speed. So starting with this dark blue for the putter, red for the mid-range, yellow for the fairway driver, and white for the Speed 13 distance driver. Next, they had symbols in the middle of the disc to indicate the stability of the disc. A star for a overstable disc, and a circle for a straight or stable disc, and they have a plus symbol planned for any understable discs. And if you're into aviation, the symbols might remind you of some of the symbols you've probably seen on military aircraft. Or perhaps you're a Marvel fan, and maybe it reminds you a bit of Captain America's shield. I personally think it's a nice idea, and I do like the style on these discs. It should also be pointed out that all 4 discs to date are named after birds starting with the letter S. So we've got the Sparrow, which is the putter, the Skylark, which is the mid-range, the Stork, the fairway driver, and the Starling distance driver. So let's first look at the specifications of the P&A-3 Sparrow putter. It has a diameter of 213 millimeters, a rim width of 11 millimeters, a height of 19 millimeters at the center, and 16 millimeters at the rim. It has a PDGA maximum weight of 177 grams and is available in weights from 166 grams and up. As of 2022, it comes in 1 plastic blend called A Plastic, and there are 3 hardnesses: A Soft, A Medium, and A Hard. The flight rating for the Sparrow is 3302, and is Disctroyer's 3rd disc to be released after PDGA approval in November 2019. Next up, let's look at the specifications of the MR-5 Skylark mid-range. It has a diameter of 217 millimeters, a rim width of 14 millimeters, a height of 19 millimeters at the center and 15 millimeters at the rim. It has a PDGA max weight of 180 grams and is available in weights from 171 grams and up. The Skylark is also available in A Soft, A Medium, and A Hard plastics. The flight rating for the Skylark is 5402 and was Disctroyer's 2nd disc to be released after PDGA approval in 2019. So for today's flight test, I'll be throwing on flat ground with a minimal tailwind. The Sparrow is 168 grams in A medium plastic, while the Skylark is 171 grams, also in the A medium plastic. Both discs are marked with a star symbol indicating that they are an overstable disc. Okay, so how did they perform? Firstly, I have to address a minor issue I had with the Skylark. I noticed out of the box a rough edge on the outer rim, and it looks like the disc wasn't properly finished at the factory. I had a few throws with the disc as it was, and as a result of the excessive flash on the edge, I was getting some really wobbly throws. I spoke to the team at Portal Disc Sports, and they checked all their stock of Disctroyer discs back at their headquarters, and it appears that this is a one-off, as all their other discs are trimmed properly. Not a big deal, easily fixed. I was able to deburr the edge and give it a light sand to remove the problems. And after that, the disc flight was smooth, and as you saw it in the flight test. Next, let's talk plastic. I received the Sparrow and the Skylark in the A medium plastic, and I really like the feel. It's very similar in feel and stiffness to Innova's Star plastic, very glossy and very premium with a good amount of grip. However, the plastic does get a little slippery when wet, and I did have issues with release when there was a little moisture on the ground. The A soft plastic is similar in stiffness to Innova's G-Star plastic, and the A hard plastic is similar in stiffness to, say, Prodigy 750 plastic. Apparently Disctroyer are currently working on a B plastic, which will be less premium and more suited to their putter with better grip. Okay, so let's talk more in depth about the Sparrow putter. This putter has a fairly typical putter design with a bead on the bottom. And as a driving putter, I found the Sparrow flying very similar to my favourite driving putter, which is a soft neutron Axiom Envy, maybe with a touch less glide on the Sparrow. Unsurprisingly, it has the same flight rating as the Envy and also the same as the Prodigy PA1. I was able to get pretty consistent throws out to around the 80 metre mark with a nice straight start and glide and then a gentle fade at the end. As a putting putter, it performed just fine, but I didn't feel as confident with the slick plastic. I noticed on a few putts that the disc would penetrate through the chains more than usual. I played a single disc round with the Sparrow on my local short course here and had a couple of chain hits in one round, narrowly missing 2 aces, so very happy with the Sparrow. Moving on to the Skylark, and it feels almost the same as the Sparrow in the hand with a few more millimetres of rim and no bead. Throwing the Skylark flat, it has a smidge of turn before flying straight and then a reliable fade at the end. I'd say it's a less stable version of an Axiom Pyro or an Innova Rock 3. Okay, so being at the lower end of the speed spectrum, these discs are suitable for all players, but I think slightly more experienced players will appreciate their flight more, especially with the amount of stability that they have. Now the Sparrow does have a bead, so for many that may make the disc more or less attractive, depending on whether you like beads. So final thoughts. The Sparrow is an awesome driving putter. I really enjoyed throwing this disc, and if I didn't already have about a dozen envies at home, I'd seriously consider bagging the Sparrow as a driving putter. Also, if you wish the Envy had a bead, the Sparrow is what you're looking for. So good job to Disctroyer on this one. The Skylark is also a very capable mid-range. It sits in that popular overstable mid-range category, and it reminds me of a B in Star Rock 3 or an Eka Dingo by 4 Circle Discs here in Oz. This is a good disc to have for those headwind up shots, and also not bad for a shorter forced flex shot where you started on an Annie and has a nice S-curve with a fading finish. And finally, I have to mention the appearance of these discs. I really dig the colours and the styling. They're very professional looking, and they have a website to match. So that brings us to the end of part 1 of my reviews on the Disctroyer range with the impressive Sparrow and the very capable Skylark. Don't forget, I'll be giving away a limited edition Disctroyer pack thanks to Portal Disc Sports. So hopefully you picked up the code word you need for this video. Anyway, it's time to go, but before I do, remember to hit that like button if you want. And please consider subscribing to Disc Golf Down Under if you're not already. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 2, where I'll be looking at these two.